Okay, so this has happened. I went on a date because unfortunately the last one that I was with just didn't work out. I was moving even farther away from her, and it just wasn't it. So, anyways, I went on a date with another one, and this time, because this is weird, because this time I was actually set up with somebody that I worked with. So they were like, "Hey, I got somebody that is my neighbor, and I think you'd really like her." She was fine as hell. Body was a 10 out of 10. Personality was even better. I mean, she was beautiful. She had a great career ahead of her. Only problem was she was 21, 20, almost 22. I'm 25 and a half. All right. It's just, I think at this rate, it's like you're getting to either grad school or whichever, or doing something strange in your life to kind of counterbalance better things that can come your way. So why do you need a relationship, especially if you're getting into a new one? It doesn't make any sense. So here's what I want to say. It wasn't that the girl's bad, but it wasn't that the girl was bad. It was that I think the vibe was there, but it just wasn't. The energy was not reciprocated from her side whatsoever. I'm a texter. I like to talk to you, and she just didn't. She was excited, but she wasn't. So it kind of sucks in that part. Um, yeah, I think the difference between me finding out like girls on dating apps versus in person is actually strange. I don't physically think that anybody, or it's very rare to find somebody that you're meeting from somebody else in person rather than on an app, because obviously like you're single, but maybe you're not looking for something. Like in that case, I think her choice is more like, let me get to know me, like him, me, but not really want anything. And I think I could tell that right off the bat. It sucks. I'm not heartbroken about it, but it just kind of goes to show you that the odds of you finding someone that's like actually in person, like a lot of people my age, it's a lot better to get to know somebody from, seeing them 24/7, and then being like, oh my god, I really like you, versus on an app and swiping right and being like, oh, okay, I know my intentions and it is to find somebody. I think it's a huge difference. And I think that's one thing that has just killed a natural relationship, is that I met this girl based off of somebody that was trying to set me up with her, and she was fine. Like literally a 10 out of 10. I thought even she was out of my league. A little bit younger than what I'd normally go for. I'm more like 24, 23, 24, 23 at the youngest. 22 is really like cut off. And it's just because like the mental maturity and like everything that is going on in your life happens drastically between 21 and about 25. Again, grad school, all these different things. Like it's not like you're just staying in your home state. Probably you're going different places. Um, and to start a new relationship just wasn't it. So it's like it just sucks because you're like, oh, you got set up with some person that they thought would be really good for you, and then it just wasn't. It just didn't seem like it was. So when you're on Hinge, when you're on Bumble, when you're on Tinder, again, your intentions are to find somebody, maybe even hook up with them or whatever you want to do. Like, it's your choice, obviously, but it just goes to show to you that, again, it seems like it's better to find someone on an app that has more intention of finding something rather than not, because I think really the only thing would matter is that if you're seeing that person and you didn't meet them from an app literally every day, and at that point maybe you're like, holy crap, like I'm single and this person's amazing. Which at that point that would be that would actually be so good, because you're starting off as friends, you're just flirting, you're just being all this stuff, and it's actually really cool. And you're excited to see them every day, versus like, oh, you go on a first date, um, from somebody you've never met, you just swiped right on or FaceTimed or whatever, and now you're like, oh, do you want to see me again? Like, it's just not that way. And some people lie. Like, it's just, I don't know, that's just what I've noticed. It's like this was the first time I think I've ever had like an actual date from someone that I got set up with. Um, and probably, I don't know, 7 years. And it wasn't that it was bad, it just goes to show that someone's not ready, and I kind of am. So I don't know, guys. It sucks, but someday I'll find that person. And, unfortunately that one person that I was with beforehand it just wasn't it. I just unfortunately did not feel a spark there. Um Sexually, emotionally, everything was or sorry, sexually and everything but emotionally was there. Like I cared for her because I'm a nice guy, but it just wasn't a spark. I just didn't feel it. And you don't want to carry on. You don't want to make that person, you know, regret their decision with you. So that's all I gotta say. Kind of sucks, but yeah. I mean, there's better ones out there, but it is what it is. So thanks for watching.